Hello everyone, this is Clovis from the Fritzen Lab blog, and today we're going to talk about algorithms. We're going to implement an algorithm with one button and one LED using Raspberry Pi Pico 2 and MicroPython. Also, we are going to be using the Thonny IDE, Thonny IDE, which is a IDE specifically made for MicroPython. How is this circuit going to work? The circuit is going to work in the way that when we press the button once, the LED is going to blink once. When we press the button 4 times, the LED is going to blink 4 times. When we press the button like 2 times, the LED is going to blink 2 times. The blinking is going to start 2 seconds after the last press. So we can first press the button like 3 times, and then after 2 seconds, it's going to start blinking 3 times consecutively, okay? So we're at Thonny IDE in here. I'm gonna walk you through the code, the algorithm in here. We're doing import machine and import time. Machine is important for I/O, for GPIO of the Raspberry Pi Pico 2. Time is important for our to keep track of time. Okay. Then we're defining a LED on pin 15 as an output. Okay. Then one button on pin 16 as an input. Then inside the main function, we define every variable we need in MicroPython. For example, LED time, which keeps track of the LED blinking, button time, which keeps track of the button presses, and count result, which keeps track of the 2 seconds after the last press. Then we have count the bounce, count result, blinking times, every variable needed for the program to work, okay? Then we have a while true. This will never be false. So this is why we're defining it true, okay? So while it is true, which is always, it's gonna be executing, it's gonna be looping every time, because it's never gonna be false, okay? Then the first if we have in here is one for the timing. We use time.ticks millisecond to keep track of time. When 300 milliseconds have passed, we enter the if. If we have not passed 300 milliseconds, we do not enter this if. This if is responsible for blinking the LED, okay? We have another if, which is blinking times. If it's different than 0, it means that there's information for the LED to blink. If it's 0, there's no information for the LED to blink. If enable blink is 1, this is another if, it means we have enabled the blinking. So we do a toggle LED.value, not LED value. So we read LED value, do a not function, and then apply to LED value, okay? So we're effectively toggling. If it's on, it goes to off, it's off, it goes to on, okay? If blink times is equal to 0 eventually, LED value goes to 0, so the LED goes to 0, and enable blink goes to 0. So we disable blinking when blinking times comes to 0. Because we're doing blinking times equal blinking times minus 1 in here, okay? Now we have the button reading function. It's another if with time ticks diff, time ticks millisecond, and button time. We're doing 20 milliseconds. So every 20 milliseconds, we verify whether this time, the button time is, or the difference between button time and time ticks millisecond is more than 20. Then we enter the function. In here, we do if button value is equal to 1, which means that the button was pressed, okay? We do count the bounce minus old, the bounce is bigger than 20. So this is 20 times 20 is 400, so 400 milliseconds. This is the bounce, the bounce time for the button, okay? We use 400 milliseconds. When we press the button once, we cannot or we should not press the button within 400 milliseconds. It has no effect, okay? After 400 milliseconds of the first press, we can press the button again, okay? And then finally, we have another if with 2000 milliseconds. This one is responsible for defining whether we're going to execute the blinks or not. So after 2000 milliseconds, And if the blinking times is different than 0, which means that there is information for blinking, we enable blink. If it's not 2000 milliseconds or the blinking times is equal to 0, we do not enable blink. Let's see how this works in practice, guys. So let me press the green button, the run script button in here. I've done that. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to press the button once. You look at the LED, okay? So the LED blink once. Now I'm going to press the button 3 times. The LED blink 3 times. I'm going to press the button now 4 times. 4 times. Let's see. Yeah, the LED blinks 4 times. So this is the circuit, this is the code. One thing I didn't mention, the LED is on pin 15 of the Raspberry Pi Pico 2, and the button is on pin 16. So pin 15 and pin 16 of the Raspberry Pi Pico 2. Okay, guys. If you guys want to have more information about the circuit, the code, MicroPython code, Tony IDE, go to fritzenlab.net. Again, fritzenlab.net, which is my blog. There you're going to find a lot more information about MicroPython, about Raspberry Pi Pico 2, Arduino, ESP32, and many more. See you guys in the next few videos.